Thank you so much. So, good afternoon. It really has that first day of school atmosphere. I know, so for all you young people here who think that we don't get just as excited on the first day, now you know, we do. And I really want to thank our Lieutenant Governor for always being present when called upon and always bringing your wisdom and your perspective to this opening day ceremony. We so appreciate you and look forward to working with you during this year. And of course to Rabbi Mara Young, thank you so much, Rabbi. I loved the metaphor, climbing those mountains. I know many of us believe that once we've climbed that mountain, we've arrived. And clearly, those of us who know that those mountains never recede, we need the energy and the inspiration to continue to go. And as long as we are here, we know that working together, we can achieve high heights. Thank you so much for being present and reminding us of that. And to all of our families who are here, again, I think what you said, Leader Ort, was true. You know, people, we kind of take for granted, we come in, we do our work, but it is an extraordinary place to be and to actually represent so many folks in our district. But the fact that we are all here is because we do have the support of so many of our family members, and certainly my family has sacrificed for years and years, and most of you do, in order to allow us to sit in these very magnificent chambers and do that work. So we do appreciate you, and we are very, very happy that you are here. I also really want to give a special welcome back to Senator Mark Walsick. You know what I'm thinking? I said, you know, Senator, there were a lot of people who were happy. It's an inside joke, but we are certainly happy to have you back, safe and sound, and really, really appreciate your work on behalf of our nation, your service on behalf of our nation. You notice when I said there were some people who were happy, it was, you know, the laughter was kind of, you know. So it's an honor to mark the start of another session as a Senate Majority Leader. And, you know, this work could not be done without really the support, not only of my incredible conference and all of you here, but certainly I want to give a special shout out to my Deputy Mike Gineris. Thank you so much for what you do. Thank you for the fourth nomination. And it was me sitting next to you who said, who? When you were talking about the senator, because it was so long ago that I certainly lost track, but you see, people like you actually pay attention to those things. So it really is an honor, and again, thanks for keeping the trains running and for being by my side every step of this journey. For us today is really not just the opening of session. It's a day for all of us to take time to reconnect, to refocus, to recommit to important work that we do together. I kind of, I'm excited too. And Senator Ort, I look forward to working with our colleagues across the aisle, and certainly to continue our partnership with Governor Hochul, with Speaker Hastie in the Assembly, and to accomplish the people's work. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the new majority class in the Senate, because I found that every incoming group of people, there's a certain thing, a characteristic. And last time we were here during opening day 2 years ago, when we had a new class, we had the historic all-female class of senators. Never seen before in this chamber, and I don't believe in the Assembly as well. But now they're old hands, they've been around. But now we have another new class, and this is a new class that I can't really call freshmen, because each of them is coming to us with an extensive legislative background and experience. So why don't I begin with one member who comes directly from the Assembly, and somebody who's no stranger to this building, former Assemblywoman, now Senator Pat Fahey. Pat, welcome. And she's the first woman to represent the Albany-based seat, so congratulations, Senator Fahey. Next, Senator Sheila Bino, coming to us from Nassau County. Before that, she was a member of the local Board of Education before she was a county legislator. And she, too, is shattering a glass ceiling. She's the first Black state senator from Long Island. Congratulations. Senator Chris Ryan. Come on, stand up. He was also a former local town board member, and he was a minority leader of the Onondaga County Legislature, as well as being the president of CWA's Local 1123. Welcome, Chris Ryan. And from the great state of Buffalo, I will say what she said, rough buff, Senator April Baskin. Served as the chair of the Erie County Legislature. And she also, another ceiling breaker, first Black woman elected to the state Senate from Buffalo. So, by the way, with the addition of these 3 new female senators, this chamber, I know, listen to this, a historic number of women sitting in the Senate. Yay! 22. Stand up, ladies. Get the ladies, stand up. Stand up, ladies. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. And all who support. You guys can stand up too. Come on, guys, stand up. I don't want you all to feel, I didn't want you to feel left out. I want you to stand up too. You could, after the ladies. Well, you know, this is a big deal for me. When I first came in 2007, there were 9 women in the chamber, only 9. And I really want to remind us that here in New York, as well as in the nation, you know, women are holding up at least 50% of New York in terms of population. So, you know, we're not there, but we're certainly getting there. And, you know, I like to say to stand up because representation matters. And of course, welcome Senator Chan as well. It is you too, as Senator Orr said, besides being a veteran, a ceiling breaker as well. So there is no question that we are entering a year defined by enormous challenges. Yes, with the incoming administration in Washington, uncertainty does hang heavy in the air. But let me be clear, New York has never been a state to back down, and when others seek to divide, we stand united and tall. We do not just endure challenges, we meet them head on, and we lead the way for the nation. This year, we have a vital legislative window to address our residents' real struggles and continue being a beacon of hope, of progress, and of resilience for the entire country. Amid mixed national election results this past November, we in this chamber were sent back to the people with a mandate to continue our transformative work, the work that we've set out to do since 2019. Since 2019, we've delivered transformative change, always focused on helping everyday New Yorkers, from fully funding public education to passing much-needed voting reforms like early voting. We've taken bold steps to protect our environment, expand opportunities for affordable higher education, safeguard Medicaid, fortify reproductive freedoms through SHIELD laws, and yes, a strong Equal Rights Amendment. We've also stood firmly in support of municipalities, our safety net hospitals, and essential services across our state. We've always kept our focus on affordability. While we've made great strides by expanding the Earned Income Tax Credit, capping property taxes, raising the minimum wage, and securing and expanding paid family leave, we know families are still feeling the pinch. And we know the challenges ahead require maintaining and strengthening our resolve to make New York more affordable. As New York Senate Majority, we're in our communities, taking action on things that matter most. Our constituents know us because they see us fighting for them. And after half a decade of showing up, doing the work, delivering results, they know that we'll meet that moment. And we're not a one-and-done conference. Although Senate Democrats have been the architects of New York's boldest policies, there is much more to be done. One of the challenges to working families and our local economies is the uncertainty in Washington. When federal funding is threatened, everyone is harmed, and certainly the most vulnerable are hit the hardest. But here in New York, we've repeatedly proven that we can and will step up to protect our residents. That means building on the progress that we've made, expanding universal pre-kindergarten, taking it one step further by moving towards universal childcare, because working parents deserve affordable, high-quality care for their children, continuing to fully fund our public schools, ensuring that every child, no matter their zip code, has the tools they need to succeed, and cutting the cost of everyday essentials by continuing to fight for meaningful prescription drug reforms and reduced prices for our consumers. No New Yorker should put off medical care due to worry about the cost. Furthermore, as New Yorkers grapple with their utility bills, we'll double down on efforts to lower the cost of energy and protect ratepayers from price gouging. All this while continuing to tackle exorbitant costs at the register for food and clothing. We'll continue to stand up for our farmers because they are a critical piece of our fight for affordable food, because we all know there's no farms, there is no food. We're building our efforts to address New York's housing crisis by protecting tenants and making bold investments in affordable working class and middle income housing to ensure that every New Yorker has a place to call home. And we will continue to fight for policies that make it easier for first-time home buyers to get their foot in the door. We will support our existing programs that will keep people in their homes amid financial setbacks, and advance policies that keep the cost of living down for seniors and our veterans and others on fixed incomes. We will also redouble our efforts to make higher education more affordable, because the path to the middle class begins with opportunities that are accessible to all. As the birthplace of the American labor movement, we know that unions are one of the surest paths to the middle class. We'll continue to advance robust labor protections and benefits to expand our workforce from the ground up. We'll remain a safe haven when the right to organize and collectively bargain is not recognized but encouraged. And we will once again champion improvements to worker benefits, like temporary disability insurance, while continuing to advance measures that make it easier to join our public workforce. By the same token, our conference has proudly fought for Main Street by injecting billions of dollars into small businesses and cultural institutions. This year, we'll recommit our efforts to these economic drivers to ensure that the cost of doing business in New York doesn't shutter our moms and pops. Tackling the affordability crisis and getting New Yorkers back on track must be our top priority, but we can't ease up on the fight for our most basic freedoms. We will continue to protect the rights of all New Yorkers and will once again look to bolster reproductive health freedoms. For decades, we were told that Roe v. Wade was settled law and would never change. Well, we know that was a false promise. This year is the eve of the 250th anniversary of our great nation, and New York played a critical role in the birth of our great democracy. All of us in this chamber are tasked with protecting that democracy. That's why we'll be charging ahead at the top of this session with a renewed voting rights package. We cannot ignore the weight of this moment. Forces of extremism are working harder than ever to sow division and discord. Here in New York, we will rise above the chaos. We'll chart a course grounded in equity, in fairness, and in opportunity for all. This is our chance. It's our responsibility to lead, not just for today, but for future generations. Together, we will meet the challenges of this moment and show the nation what true leadership looks like. True representational leadership looks like. Thank you for standing with us, believing in what we can accomplish together, and your unwavering dedication to building, yes, an affordable, safer, fairer, and stronger New York. Thank you very much.